Hi guys, today I'm gonna cover some use of float element in CSS. In this example, we have a box and a paragraph, and the CSS just sets the font family for the body and creates a box, yellow box of equal width and height. There's no floating yet, so because the div is a block element, its margins stretch to 100% of the screen, so the paragraph appears after the box. But once you use CSS to float left the box div, the paragraph that comes after it wraps around the box and to the right. If you do float left and float right, same thing, but now the box is wrapped to the right, text to the left. If you use CSS again to change the height from 100 to 300, then the whole text appears right of the box because the box became taller. But if you use CSS to use clear property, this part will not stay at the right, but you will go down and appear here after the box. This will be relocated to here after the box because it's floated to the because this is cleared, so it appears after the div, like this. Now this is a good example. This is a CSS, external CSS file for this website. Let's just look at it. Let's look at it in browser. What we are interested in is these three, which are these three. These three each have the same structure, just different content. So I'll just go through the first one. It has a container div called staff, image called staff photo, then it has a heading and a paragraph. Same for the other two. What's important is the CSS. Don't worry about these, just worry about these. The container div clears and has a width. So the width is the this whole thing. Sorry, the this whole thing, or this whole thing, or this whole thing. Normally the div stretches out to here, but because you've set the container to width 600, instead of being this long, it becomes this long. Same for here, same for here. And the photo is floated to the left. But what it means is you have a photo which is floated to the left, and the header and the paragraph will appear to wrap around the image, because this thing is floated left. So whatever comes after it will be right of the image. And the margin right and bottom is just the space between the image and the text and the container div below gives some space, so it's easier to read. I'll just use the Chrome developer tools. So if I clear the width with this, now it spans the whole width, the blue one, whole thing. If I do width, then the remaining is the margin, but the content itself is not 100% width anymore. And just if I don't use clear, what happens is the first container div, the image is floated left, so whatever becomes after it spans to the right. Same thing, the next one, recursively, this image is floated left, so whatever comes after it wraps around it, and the image floated to the left, so whatever comes after it is wrapped around it to the right. Yeah, so if I clear both, this becomes like this, because as I said, this first div, the image is floated to the left, the header and the paragraph and what comes after it, which is the next div, is wraps around the image to the left. But if I use clear to the left in this case, then this what comes after it, you will be moved to the next line. And same thing recursively, this one will be cleared to the next line. So then it works. This I'll just inspect this. Yep, here. If I use the overflow auto on the container div, you don't really need clear, because if you don't check overflow, you can see the blue rectangle is smaller than the height of the image inside it. So if I don't use clear, the next div will appear directly below the paragraph of the first div, like this. Yeah, but anyway, but if you use overflow, it has the same effect, because now you can see the blue rectangle is stretched to even to the margin bottom below the image. So what the next div that comes after it, this one, you won't move to here, but you will stay at the bottom, because the overflow auto stretch the content area to encompass the whole image. I'll just yep, just okay, I'll just try to make my own now. There's a hex start. Just choose anything. Yep. So I'll just do the first three. Okay, image address. Actually, let's do this one. And this one. Oh, actually, okay, this one and this one. And this one. So copy this, to the header, paragraph, header. Paragraph. One, two, three. This one. Paragraph. Okay. Now just change this class to something more meaningful, like let's see. Fonts. Photo. Fonts. Photo. Fonts. Photo. Now I need to style it. Okay. Okay. Fonts. There's the container. So you need to clear. Photo. You need to float to left. Let's see what happens. Let's see how it goes. Yes. As you can see, it works, but I need to put margins. So what did I do here? Okay, so they added the margin to the photo. So okay, so margin right, how much? 10. Margin bottom 20 pixels. Okay. Now there's space here and space here. Let's inspect this. As I said, if I don't do clear, it will be recursive. So I'll go over it again. The first container div has the image floated left, so the header and the paragraph comes to the right of it, and recursively this whole thing will also be wrapped around the image, because if it was here, then clear is not needed, but since it's located within the height of the image, it has to be cleared. So this, if it's not cleared, this will stay here, and recursively this image is floated left, so the header and the paragraph comes to the right, as well as the next div. But if you clear, the next div will move to down here, and the next div will move to down here. So that's how it is. Lastly, let's set the width of it. Here, we set the width of the container to 600. So width to 600. Now the width is set. So it's a very spectacular result, and a very solid logical prowess. Very little code needed to produce this very beautiful layout. Thank you for watching, and I hope I've conveyed the main message to you, mainly the float and the clear to create this layout. Thank you.